chapter 6, verse 8. Jnana Vigyan Triptatma Kutastha Vijitendriyaha Yukta iti Uchyate Yogi Samuloshta Ashmu Kanchanaha. For a true yogi, Yukta iti Uchyate Yogi, one who is called a yogi, is how that person should be. That for that person is Tripta Atma. That person is satisfied in Gyan and Vigyan. Jnana Vigyan Triptatma. Self-awareness, self-knowledge, that person is satisfied with that self-knowledge. Kutastaha, that person is stable and stationed and located as if that person is on a mountain top, beyond everybody, beyond everything, high, beyond everything, transcending everything. Vijitendriyaha, that person has conquered all their senses. And Samaloshta Ashma Kanchanaha, for that person, Kanchanaha, gold, Ashmaha, stone, and Loshta means piece of clay. So for that person, clay or stone or gold are all equal. They don't have any special value or lesser value. Verse 9. Suran mitraha ari udasin madhyastha dveshaya bandhushu sadhushva apicha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. That person is samabuddhi. Equal, again, equanimity. That person is equanimous. Vishishyate, he's that unique, special capability that person has in looking at everybody as equal. Whether that person is looking at equal-minded towards a friend, companion, or enemy. Suran, mitra, friend, ari, and udasin. And also that person is neutral, balanced, equanimous for all his friends and enemies. Madhyast or bandhu, or even somebody who is supposed to be hated, even for that person, this person, the true yogi, is equal, equanimous for everybody. Sadhushu towards sadhus, or papeshu, those who are sinful, those who are noble, for that person, everybody is equal. Verse 10th. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashir aparigraha. Again, the true yogi is constantly in yoga, constantly in union with one's own self. Atmanam rahasi sthita. That person dwells in one's own self, stable, stationed inside, in her or his own soul. Ekaki, alone. Yata chittatma. That person has, again, his mind is again dwelling on one's own self, soul. Nirashir, beyond any desires, beyond any hopes or expectations. And aparigraha, not accumulating, not possessing any worldly objects. A true yogi. Aparigraha, of course, is also very important, very strong word in Jainism, which means the same thing, not accumulating or not possessing any physical objects. Verse 11. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanam atmanaha na ati ucha itam na ati nicham Chailajina kushottaram. So that person, Shuchau Deshe Pratisthapya, that person is established, stationed in a place which is extremely clean, physically, mentally clean place. Shuchau Deshe, place, Shuchau, clean. Sthiram Asan, stable position, stable posture. Atmana, once again, dwelling in one's own self. Na ati ucha ritam, na ati nicham. Not very high place, not very low place. Chaila ajna kusha uttaram. That person is covered with a cloth, an antelope skin, mrig charma, and kusha grass. So that person sits on a seat that is made out of kusha grass, special kind of a grass, and covered with that place is covered with a special kind of a skin. And that person has a special kind of clothes. So typical garment, typical robe of a sannyasi is established here, is explained here, especially a Hindu yogi or a Hindu sannyasi. This is how that person lives or does the yoga. Then what that person does? Tatra ekagram manah kritva yata chitta indriya kriyaha upavishya asane yunjat yogam atma vishuddhe. Again, that person is doing a clean, absolutely pure kind of a yoga, Vishuddhaya, yogam atma Vishuddhaya, for one's own cleansing of one's own soul. Upavishya asane yunjat, sitting in that kind of a position. How? And doing what? Yat chinta indriya kriya. All his sense objects, all their sense objects are completely self-controlled, self-restrained, and tatra ekagram manah kritva. And that person then focuses his or her mind, manah kritva, mind, manah kritva, kritva having done, tatra ekagram, with single-pointed focus on one's own mind. Self-controlled, self-focusing on one's own mind and one's own soul. 13th verse. Samam kaya shiro grivam Dharayan achalam sthiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishashchan avalokayan, and not looking in any other direction. That person is focusing on the middle of one's own two eyes. So samam kaya shiro grivam. First of all, straight body, straight head, and straight neck. Body, head, and neck are completely erect, completely straight. Dharayan achalam sthiraha, and extremely stable and extremely motionless, extremely constant posture. Sampreksha nasikagram. Nasika is nose. Nasikagram. So focusing on this place. Swam. And dishashcha ana avalokayan. Not looking at anywhere else. So that again, complete focus, complete concentration. And finally, verse 14th. Prashantatma vigat bhir brahmachari vrate sthitaha manah sanyamya ma'achitto yukta asit matparaha. That person is yukta, a true yogi, when with quieted mind. Prashantatma. Prashant, quiet. Atma, quieted mind. Vigata bhir. Bhir is fear. Vigata bhir. That fear, all of his fear are gone. Brahmachari vrate. That person is practicing absolute brahmacharya. Brahmachari vrate. Sthitaha, established. Manah sanyam, self-restraint. Machitto, his mind is self-controlled, self-restrained. Yukta asit matpara. So with quieted mind, banishing fear, established in the brahmachari vow of celibacy, controlling the mind with thoughts fixed on self, he should sit concentrated, devoted on. So I just read on from the translation by this book by Winthrop Sargeant, as we have been referring. So that completes our 7 verses for this time.